sure we live. Let's see. I think we are live. Hold on. Yeah, I think we are live. Hold on, let me make sure. Get the camera. Is that better? Camera better. Oh man! Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing today, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing today, chat? We got the right is the new woke. The right is the new woke. We got Alligator, Alcatraz stop, and we got Trump calling for a new census, man. I need everybody to double tap the screen, shut a live out, call your auntie, uncle, and your cousin, tell them plug live, and he running his mouth, man. We finna get straight into it, chat. We finna get straight into it, man. I'm just gonna let y'all know, man. I was doing the research and just kind of seeing what was going on with the new census. You know, like, this could get crazy. I'm not gonna lie, this could get crazy. Let me make sure my tag working. Hold on, let me make sure my tag is working before we get all.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Okay, we got the tag working. Man. But yeah, I was just looking over like what can happen with the census. You know, if Trump updates the census, and they were saying like urban areas like Cali, New York, Texas, Florida, they got all the undocumented immigrants. So they saying that those states would be hit the hardest. Could lose, you know, electoral votes, congressional seats, and it might be bad, man. If Trump gets this done, bro, it might be over with for the Democrats. Y'all double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Call your auntie, uncle, and your cousin, tell them plug live, and he running his mouth, man. Let's get into intro mode.
I told my niggas to mark my word, I guarantee that I'm next. I got the arms of a bodybuilder from the way that I flex. Might just hit the strip just to go blow me a check. They know what the fuck I'm on. They say that they got some of the best gas, they call it Southern Joy. Chain on chain and ice on ice like Adam Sandler, I'm water boy. I know I'm all in the head. Bad bitch laying in my bed. Wait till I give her a spray. I'm a master with the head. Don't let these social fool you, these niggas broke. I know that they ain't bought it. Ain't got no car but talking shit. Okay, then little walkie talkie. I told that bitch to come home. I ain't got time for no bitch that's healing. Puff the blood, she called me daddy. And I'm screaming out no dick. I'ma make sure that she come. I'ma fuck her good with my tongue. I know the night is still young. So baby, let's get it in. I know just how she like it tonight. She spicy, she added a friend. They ain't identical, but they fuck alike. So in the bed, I call them twin. Bet I call them twin. Bitch, shoot a shoot. 1 + 1 = 2. What you tryna do? Go back for bank, check a swoop. Either way it go, I'm on. Either way it go, I'm gone. Brody them just got like 100 on me, they tryna get them gone. What you call it, that wet? What's the name? And he put it in his song. Brody them got the purest product, it's pink, you know this shit is strong. No diddy. I'm the type of nigga that turn my bitch up in each city. Brody cut out, we celebrating, we hit the gritty. I'm feeling like a baby, I'm tryna get that milk about them titties. It's no question who young and the latest. If you want your bitch, then when she talking, hear her. If I want the bitch, I'm going Pittsburgh. Still her. I keep some on the side, I don't have trust in just the main bitch. Suck me up while I'm driving like damn, I'll die by this lane switch. She a different type of free, so we ain't never got a tussle. Throw it back like Miss London, the sum of your life be hustle.
Oh man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the 10 likes right quick, man. We finna get straight into it. This Christy Nome holding the press briefing over the Judge Halton Alligator Alcatraz, but it's a couple things I wanted to talk about before we got into it. Y'all see the title, The Right is the New Woke, and then we got Trump calling for a new census. I wanted to cover Trump calling for the new census first, man, because this it's something he tried to do in 2020, but they blocked it. But now, more than ever, I don't know, man. I think he might have a new census come out. They did block Alligator Alcatraz, so I'm assuming they might try to block this. But I'm just saying, if it goes through urban areas, California, Texas, Florida, New York, they're cooked. They're cooked. They got all the undocumented immigrants, especially the ones like Cali, and New York, because those are blue states. They might really be out of there, chat. Let me get into the. Hold on. How do I find y'all? Where are y'all at? Where is my chat? Okay. Oh, you need a better haul, man. Oh man! Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing today, chat? But yeah, man, this new census, like, let me pull it up right here. Let me pull it up. Oh, it says reduce federal funding. Many federal funding programs distribute money based on population counts, healthcare, education, and infrastructure. It said blue states or democratic leaning cities could lose billions in funding. And I think I seen Anton Daniels, he on a live now talking about Chicago running out of money. So that kind of goes hand in hand with what we talking about could be going on across the country if this new census comes out. It says weaken local political power. Local districts that rely on heavy immigrant heavy populations, even if they cannot vote, would lose influence, shifting political power to more Republican areas. This is what it would do for the Republicans. It says if undocumented immigrants were excluded, conservative rural states could gain congressional seats at the expense of more liberal immigrant-heavy states. This could lead to a more favorable electoral college map for Republicans. They also, like we see in Texas going on right now with the redistricting, they'll have a redistricting advantage. Redrawing congressional and state legislative maps based on citizen-only populations would strengthen Republican control in many areas since districts would shift in their favor. They're saying there could be some backlash for that, but I really don't think the Republicans are worrying about like short-term backlash. You know what I'm saying? It says it could hurt the Republicans long-term, especially with battleground states. So what do I put all of this together? Like just I'm not reading the chat right now. I'm just trying to get this out here before I read the chat. What I'm saying is this: when you coincide the census with the birthright citizenship, right? Because even if these undocumented immigrants can't vote, if their children are legal, or our children are born here, they're legal citizens, their children can vote. So that's where they mean the political influence that would be lost, because they won't have citizenship. They're losing the seats. The maps are being redrawn. They're getting everybody up out of here. But if it stays the same, even if these people can't vote, their children will be able to vote. So Trump's trying to attack two different angles right now. He's trying to attack the birthright citizenship, and he's trying to redo the census. It goes hand in hand. I don't know. You said this will fuck up the red states. How you think it'll fuck up the red states, OG Pal? How you think it'll fuck up the red states, OG Pal? You say South Park got Christie looking good. I seen them. They had JD Vance looking a little chubby. OG Pal, call in, man. Let me put the phone number up here. OG Pal, call in. I want to hear OG Pal take on this. If you got some time, OG, sometime during the show, call in. I want to know your take on it. I'm gonna pin the phone number. But yeah. Back to the title though. Some of the reasons I'm saying the right is the new woke is because I'm not talking about the LGBTQ or anything like that. I'm talking about the radicalism. I'm talking about like just there's no center ground. It's like when you go to the left, they play victim to certain things, whether it's race, whether it's social status. But when you go to the right, especially this new right, this new woke, they play the same victim. Cultural persecution. Oh, I can't have a right to be speak my mind or anything. It's the same thing when it comes to censorship. We seen it happen during the pandemic. We seen Zuckerberg come out and say that the left and all of these people were talking about y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? They were saying that they were censoring that. Now we got the right. We seeing the same thing. Fake news is being censored. These stories, mainstream media is not covering these stories. They should be covering it. So when I say the right is the new woke, don't think so deep into it as me saying they have the same ideologies. What I'm saying is it's the same shoe, just a different color. You know what I'm saying? they both have glaring differences, but they're both so steadfast in their ways. The right is the new woke. Everything that they said the left was doing when it came to wokeism, the mob mentality, the cancel culture. When you talking about all this, the right is doing this currently. So the right is the new woke. Is it wrong? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying what I see. Everything that the mob mentality, we see it. MAGA comes through my chat. MAGA comes through all the chats. I just give them a platform to talk. I don't care if you far left, far right, dark, bright, or alien. You can call my phone line and we can have a conversation and let the people hear it. But we have this mob mentality going on. It went on during the left when it came through the LGBTQ trans rights. Now we see it going on with the right. I want somebody to call in. I really want somebody to call in. You say my audio is really quiet. I can turn it up for you guys. I can turn it up. All right, is that better? Is my audio better right there, Brian? Is the audio better, chat? You said yes, representation in the U.S. House of Representatives based on the population of each state. The more populous a state, the more representatives it will have in the House, of course. Right, but they also said the Constitution does have some protections there. It says the U.S. Constitution says the census must count the whole number of persons, not just citizens. Attempts to exclude undocumented immigrants will face legal challenges and likely reach Supreme Court. So they're expecting this to go to the Supreme Court. Trump's new census that he's calling for, they're expecting it to go to the Supreme Court. They're expecting it to go to the Supreme Court. They said in 2020 he tried the same thing and they shot it down, but they are expecting this to go to the Supreme Court. What it do, Auto War? But yeah, I'm if they get, you gotta think. What it do, Stein? Just in Texas alone, I'm in Texas. When I first came to Texas, it was like I was new here, and my partner was just like, yeah, bro, like, welcome to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? And so shit, as I went through and I done my research, now I see that Latino Hispanic community is the most populous community in Texas. I'm like, okay, I see that. But I didn't think about the illegals or the undocumented. You know what I'm saying? Now when you think about that, it's like, how many people will that really take away? Will it really X the Dems out of Texas forever? Will it make it to where they can redistrict and do this shit, always have an advantage? What's gonna happen to Cali? I just got off of a call with a guy from Cali, a Hispanic guy. He's Hispanic. He say his parents are from Mexico. He was born in America, and he's saying the same thing. He's calling for it. He like, shit, send them all back, get them all out of here. I'm America first. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about Ukraine. I don't care about. I'm America first, and I'm first generation. So I'm sitting here, if I'm hearing him speak like this, what's really gonna happen if they really redo the census? Is the generation, the first generation, the children, are they gonna stand up for this? Or are they gonna take the conversation that I had earlier, his side, and be like, you know what, I'm America first, and shit, it kind of is what it is. Fuck losing those congressional seats. I don't know. I'm not from Cali. I'm from the South. I'm from Arkansas. That's why I want y'all to call in and let me know how y'all feel. New York, the same way. Those people that aren't gonna be there to carry the torch on. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I'm here to tell y'all what's going on. They're getting they're deporting the illegals. They're not gonna have the parents there or the elders there that came over to guide them politically. Like, hey, this is what you need to do. You know, kind of hold our hands like the blacks did, like the Democrats did the blacks, as our parents did us, being black and from the South. Hey, man, just vote Democrat because I said so. They're not going to have that there as much anymore. So they're going to, thank you, Big Niche. Thank you, Big Niche, for the $10 super chat. Y'all get Big Niche some flames on that $10 super chat. Thank you, Big Niche. But they're not going to have those adults around them to guide them to like, hey, this is the way you're supposed to vote. Now, with the right, like I tell y'all, I'm America first. I am America first. And I can admit that. But when it comes to the right and the way they view nationalism, you can compare it to how the left went with their move when it came to the LGBTQ rights. They're steadfast on it, is what I'm trying to say. They're not moving. They're not bending, breaking, or folding in both of their ideologies. No matter which side you're on, you're kind of like, hey, I'm over here and this is the way it should be. There's no middle ground. What did Pierce Morgan say the other day? Like, I think he said basically Bill Clinton was mainly an independent. He just ran under the Democratic Party. Maybe that's what America needs. Maybe America needs somebody that's not so far damn left, not so far damn right. The left and right are looking at each other, and what do they call it? The horseshoe theory. It's like y'all think y'all are like this, but in actuality, y'all are closer than y'all realize. Mob culture, cancel culture, victimizing, censorship. Culture of persecution. I'm not even going to speak about the whole low IQ shit. I'm just going to leave that where it's at for right now. We going to leave the low IQ talk for where it's at right now. But nobody wants to call in. That's cool. I'm going to play the clip. What's up, Max? I'm going to play the clip. Let's see what's going on with Alligator Alcatraz.
Who've raised their families here for generations, equally to everybody. Good morning, everybody. I'm Christine Elm, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. And it's been about 7 months now since President Trump and his administration have been working to make America safe again. As you know, the Department of Homeland Security is tasked with making sure that we have a secure border, which we have overwhelmingly been successful with by President Trump's direction, at making sure we're enforcing our laws in this country, that the rule of law matters, and that it applies equally to everybody. We have had for 3 months in a row 0 illegal aliens entering the United States, which is the first time in this nation's history that we've seen that kind of security at our nation's border. Also, we've been working on getting dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens out of our country. Murderers, rapists, drug traffickers, human traffickers, going out, arresting them, and removing them from our communities so that our families can be safe again at night. Our top priorities have been these 2 items: securing our borders and arresting dangerous criminals and removing them from our cities and our towns and our states across the country from coast to coast. Since President Trump has taken office, we have arrested hundreds of thousands of these illegal criminals. I'm here today because the elected leaders in this state of Illinois are ignoring the law. In fact, they're being obstructionists when it comes to...
Oh, she went to Illinois, so Kristi Noem's holding the, she's in Illinois right now. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. Let's get 10 more likes right quick. Double tapping the screen is how you support the channel for free. Hit the like button on your way in.
Criminals off of their streets. They are deciding that dangerous criminals that are murderers, rapists, money launderers, have committed assault, that are trafficking children.
To accept, press 1. To set...
What's your name, caller? Where you calling from? Get on my fucking nerves, bro. I don't know why they do this shit, bro. Then they fucked up my audio. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. They called in here and fucked up my audio, bro. It's crazy work. Don't worry about it, chat.
Illinois are ignoring that. In fact, they're being obstructionists when
It's
it comes
crazy,
to keeping
bro.
dangerous criminals off of their streets. They're deciding that dangerous criminals that are murderers, rapists,
Them folks really called in here and fucked up my audio, bro. Y'all give me a second, bro. That's crazy. I'm finna cut the damn phone lines off fucking with y'all. That's crazy, bro. They really called in and fucked up the audio, bro. That is crazy, dog.
we have arrested hundreds of thousands of these illegal criminals. I'm here today because the elected leaders in this state of Illinois are
I don't know what to do, chat. I really don't know what to do, bro. I do not know what to do, bro. Hold on, chat. Y'all give me a second. They are wild, bro. That shit is crazy. I don't know what to do, Chad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't know what to do. This shit is crazy, bro. Wow, dog. Is the audio messed up on y'all's end? This shit is nuts, bro. That shit is nuts, bro. Y'all give me a second, bro. That shit is nuts, bro. These folks really just did me like that. Y'all double tap the screen, shut a live out, bro. I'm trying not to have to restart my damn live, bro. Ha! They did me like that. It's crazy. Okay. I think we back, chat. I think I fixed it. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if we got this shit together. If we got this shit together. I'm new to OBS, y'all. Y'all gotta get.
I just want to ask you for 3 minutes. Number one, I want to ask you to support your law enforcement officers.
Why the hell I can't hear it now?
Individual that's out there and attacking.
I can't hear her ass now. Can y'all hear that, chat? Alright, I think this audio better right here. got me doing all of this extra shit.
Securing our borders and arresting dangerous criminals and removing them from our cities and our towns and our states across the country from coast to coast. Since President Trump has taken office, we have arrested hundreds of thousands of these illegal criminals. I'm here today because the elected leaders in this state of Illinois are ignoring the law. In fact, they're being obstructionists when it comes to getting dangerous criminals off of their streets. They are deciding that dangerous criminals that are murderers, rapists, money launderers, have committed assault, that are trafficking children, are more important than the families that live in the communities here. That includes Governor Pritzker, Mayor Johnson, and others who have worked so hard to protect these dangerous criminals. They'd rather be a sanctuary state and continue to put those individuals above American citizens who built this country, who've raised their families here for generations, and just want to be able to walk down the street safely at night and put their kids to bed and live a peaceful life. Today I'm highlighting 4 different examples of individuals that we've recently arrested here out of this office with the good work of ICE and our HSI officers that we've taken off the streets without the help of the governor or the mayor. Our federal officers have had to do this alone without their support, and these dangerous individuals are now no longer victimizing people because of the good work that we do. Hector Bonaparte is a 42-year-old illegal Mexican alien who had previously been convicted of predatory sexual criminal assault against a victim under the age of 13. We have Jarvin Flores Santos, who's a 40-year-old Honduras.
Y'all want to know, chat? It's crazy. We hearing them talk about this, and it's like, of course, protect the kids. All right, we need to protect the kids, but it's like, why ain't nobody talking about the senator in Utah? That, you know what I'm saying? I think they said like his nephew had a case or something. Like his nephew had a case. He was like 18, messing with a 13-year-old, but they were both in high school, and they put something inside of a bill to make it to where the Romeo and Juliet law doesn't apply as long as they're both teens. It didn't happen, so he ended up not having to register. He didn't have to he didn't register. He didn't have to do any time. You know, they played it out, but it applied retroactively to him. It's just crazy how she, you know what I'm saying, is talking about that, but not talking about the senator that let his nephew, you know.
Individual who was arrested back in 2020 the first time for aggravated criminal sexual abuse and attempted criminal sexual abuse of a minor under the age of 13 again. And Waldemar Jabik, a Polish citizen who had been convicted in 2014 for attempted murder and then also aggravated domestic battery. He was convicted of these after he stabbed his own wife and his 19-year-old daughter. It was not the first time that police have been called to his house for domestic disturbance, but he was never held accountable until recently by these federal officers. Don Gay Silas, a 33-year-old illegal alien.
Whoever made that comment, I can't see your name right now, Nashton, that said kids are always a smoke screen for taking away rights. I might have pushed back on you with that. But after I see this shit going on with the UK, like y'all just don't know. Like, I'm fighting for my channel right now. Like, shit, I uploaded a video about what they're doing in the UK as far as the privacy, the Internet Safety Act. I uploaded a video, bro, and they got my channel under review for the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if I want to fight it or just wait the 30 days or whatever. But yeah, nah, you are absolutely right. Like, I'm talking about the second I uploaded the video, they sent me a notification. Like, my channel's under review. It's crazy.
Alien from Micronesia has had 3 DUI convictions, and as well as convictions of criminal mischief, of wanton endangerment, and driving without a license. These individuals would still be out on our streets today, committing crimes and attacking people and harming them and hurting our children if Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson had their way, because their choice has been routinely over and over and over again to release these criminals back on the streets. The debate over so-called sanctuary policies has real consequences. It has consequences for our law enforcement officers, but also for the families that live here and the businesses that are just trying to provide for their community.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy because I gotta tell y'all the whole story. It wasn't soon as I uploaded the video they struck it. Soon as I clicked monetization, because you know how you upload the video, I had uploaded it on my phone, so it took a while to upload. Soon as I clicked monetize, boom, your channel under review.
Oscar and Mayor Johnson are answering that question every single day of who should be our priority, who should be our responsibility, and over again, they're choosing criminals. In just the last 7 months, ICE has issued over 1,664 detainers in Chicago alone. 1,664 detainers we have lodged against violent criminals, and that is a 106% increase over what was issued during the Biden administration. Unfortunately, Chicago and its leadership has only honored 8% of those. That means every other person, when they're released from paying for the consequences of their crimes, back onto our streets without any notification to individuals or to the families that have been victimized by them. By getting those 8% at least off of the street, the brave men and women of ICE are saving American lives. Yesterday we announced that now our ICE officers are facing a 1,000% increase in assaults against them. And you read about the stories and hear what's happening from coast to coast.
A 1,000% increase. I do believe that the ICE officers are getting a 1,000% increase in violence because I've seen what they was doing out there in Portland, I believe, to the I guess what you call the detention camps or whatever, the ICE facilities. I seen what they was doing there, and then on top of that, we got the ICE is offering $50,000 signing bonuses, like $100K plus a year to come be an ICE agent. So yeah, I definitely believe ICE attacks on ICE agents are up 1,000%. Follow the money. Yes, they did just sign and give $45 billion to building detention centers and I guess securing the border. So of course the pay was gonna go up, but they're not just throwing out 50K bonuses and 100K salaries for jobs that everybody just wants to go do.
Every day in our national media and in our press, but it's in large part due to the pro-sanctuary state and cities policies and the language of elected bureaucrats and politicians that are reckless with their lives and endangering their families. Every public official should talk about and work to protect people, to keep them safe and American people's lives safe. I want you to look at the contraband that's in front of me. We have 20 kilograms of fentanyl that's in front of me on this table. That's enough to kill 10 million people. And here out of this office,
Oh, they got some Fetty on the table? Showing how much Fetty will kill 10 million people is crazy. I am live on the backup channel, guys. Mods, drop the backup channel. Debate Nation with 2 N's. Drop the backup channel, mods, because I am live on the backup channel as well. If y'all want a different camera angle.
Interdicted just days ago here in Illinois, and because these federal officers have been out on the streets picking up criminals and dangerous individuals, we were able to take this 20 kilograms of fentanyl off the streets and save over 10 million lives. They're also keeping these weapons out of the hands of criminals that would use it to rob and assault and to murder individuals in these communities. Unfortunately, all of the politicians that have spoken out against their efforts, their desire appears to be that they would like to have more of this on their streets. More drugs out there for their kids and families to be victimized. More guns out there. You
said ICE agents get student loan forgiveness. I'm not opposed to that. ICE agents get student loan forgiveness. I mean, that's a perk to come with the job. Hold on, chat. Let me drop the backup channel for you guys. Debate Nation. Y'all be sure to give the backup channel a follow, because like I said, they got this channel under review. So you guys be sure to help me get that backup channel to 1K. Let's get the backup channel to 1K. We're like almost 700 now. Let's get the backup to 1K.
They're committing crimes. That is not the work that we do in ICE. The work that we do is to protect people and make sure that we remove these weapons and drugs off of our streets and hold those criminals accountable who would go forward and continue to use that to harm individuals. I just want to ask you for 3 things today. Number 1, I want to ask you to support your law enforcement officers. Have their backs.
What's up, Lane?
Every single
What's up,
individual that's
Sam?
out there that is noisy and attacking them right now, is having an effect that's ratcheting up the rhetoric and distorting facts and not allowing the facts to get out of what the work that they're doing every day and what we've done to help victims.
Y'all say if you ICE, you the police. I mean, yeah, but I'm not opposed to nobody being ICE. I'm not opposed to nobody going and joining law enforcement. I'm opposed to people who claim to be street. If you claim to be street and live by these street codes, then all right, get your ass out the way. But if you are an everyday American, an everyday citizen, hell, go be the police. Hell, go be a damn ICE agent. Hell, go be a lawyer. Go be a doctor. Go get your ass a job or whatever you want to do and show up to work and get your benefits. If they giving student loan, if they giving student loan forgiveness, get your student loan forgiveness. If they giving out bonuses, go get your bonuses. Just, be an American, be a citizen.
Get some justice for the harms that were perpetuated in their lives. Those of us that appreciate the work of our law enforcement officers, the fact that we're a country that doesn't pick winners and losers. We apply the law, and if we don't let...
No, my channel is under review C unit because I was talking about the the Internet Protection Act over there in the UK, how they just made it to where to get on Spotify or any of these things, you gotta do a face scan or show your ID or upload your credit card. I did a video, not a live stream. We did a live talking about it, then I uploaded a video actually talking about it. And that's when they knocked my channel. When I uploaded the video, and once I clicked monetize, immediately my shit was under.
Like the law, we should be going to Congress to change it. But that is what these law enforcement officers do, is they continue to uphold the law and make sure it applies equally to everybody. Second thing I'd like to ask you to do is stop putting criminals first. Stop making them the number one priority. They are perpetuating harm on American citizens, and they need to be held accountable for it. And number three, I would ask that you think about the family members around you, the people you've spent your time with, the American citizens that live next door to you in your community. Start thinking about what kind of a community they want to live in, what your city should look like, what their...
Oh, you said, is that true? Yes. In the UK, go look up the Internet Safety Act. Oh, you talking about you think that's AI? No, this is Christy Nome right here. But go look up the Internet Safety Act, man, in the UK. It's getting crazy over there. Like, girls can't even post bikini pictures no more. Like, just a regular picture. If you at the lake, whatever, with your friends, they're going to blur out everything below your neck. Right now, that's what they're doing. Twitter X is hiding posts, you know what I'm saying, saying that until you verify that you're over 18, you can't even look at these posts. Like, it's across the board. And yeah, basically it's a way to track you. They're tracking. But yeah, that's what they doing over there. It's bad over there. And the thing about it is, we've seen this in North Korea, we've seen it happen in China, but now it's making its way to the Western world. With it being in the UK, that's really close to home. Like, I don't know, that shit worries me.
Families deserve, and put them first.
That's not what I voted for. This shit is happening in the UK. What do you mean? I didn't vote for that. I didn't vote in no UK election.
Them the priority, because they're the ones who've invested in this country and keep it safe and keep it productive and keep it the best country in the world. We'll never apologize here for protecting the American people, but we're going to continue to arrest dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens. We will defend the homeland. That's what ICE is doing. And I'm so proud to be able to walk with them and to lead.
See, see, OG Pal, a lot of people didn't put Trump first. See, like, I was objective through the whole election cycle. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was critical of both sides through the whole election cycle. But a lot of people didn't put Trump first. They put what Trump spoke on first. Trump talked a good game running up to there. A lot of people, I didn't vote, so I can't even say we. A lot of people didn't think that the shit was going to go on the way it's going on. A lot of people do agree with him. They're saying he's fulfilling on his promises with the little bullshit in between. A lot of his main core base is only mad about the Epstein files. That's literally the only thing they have to go against him. So when we talking about voting for Trump, it wasn't just Trump. I think it was the idea of Trump. It was the idea of the anti-establishment. Like, yeah, Trump was considered, he's a billionaire, but they really didn't consider Trump an elite. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't consider Trump an elite. They considered Trump, just outside of that. Like how you have the elite establishment, Then you have regular everyday people. They looked at Trump like he was outside of both of those. Like he wasn't like an everyday regular person, but he wasn't inside of the elite establishment. That's how they looked at him. That's why they voted for. A lot of people voted for him.
Lead with them while they fulfill this mission to really keep United States blessed far into the future. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions that you may have.
Oh, the number is to call in and talk to me. I'm live on my main channel at Plugsation. Matter of fact, let me just put my main channel up there so y'all can go over there. Don't even worry about it.
Yes. Well, actually, the 20 million campaign was to send a message to people that if they were here in this country illegally, that they should go home on their own. If they wait until we arrest them and we have to remove them, they'll never get the chance to come back to the United States. So it wasn't just on the app, it was also encourage them to voluntarily go home. We know thousands and thousands of people have used the app, but we also know that hundreds of thousands of people have left on their own, not utilizing a government program to do so. I've been to, I think, 10 different Central American and South American countries and visited with their presidents, with their foreign ministers, interacted with the Department of State, and over again I'm hearing that hundreds of thousands of their citizens are coming home voluntarily. They've seen the ads, they've seen the messages on social media that if they go home on their own, they'll get the opportunity to come back to the United States the right way. And so most of these countries as well are setting up programs to welcome their individuals home. They have housing loan programs that they're setting up. They're allowing them to have food assistance for several months. Several of the countries I've recently visited with are training individuals and workers to come home because their economy has a need for those individuals. So sending that message has been extremely helpful in making sure that people know that here we're going to enforce our laws and that there's a right way to come to this country. And you're going to be allowed to do that if you voluntarily leave. We can get it for you, but each specific country has given it to us along the way. But I would say we believe over 1 million people have gone home on their own. Since we have started this administration, yes.
You hear how she's saying that? Listen, the devil's in the details. Listen to the wording. We got Trump calling for a new census. We got Kristi Noem up here saying, yeah, hundreds of thousands have used, the app to deport, but we think over 1 million people have gone home on their own. That means we need a new damn census. Y'all got to listen to the rhetoric, man. She's wording this. Yes, she's having a ICE briefing, and it's about Alligator, Alcatraz, but all of this is to support the new census. They have to have grounds because this is going to go to the Supreme Court. Trump's calling for this new census, and they're using this to show grounds that, hey, we need a new census. Over 1 million people have self-deported.
Yes, but we've arrested hundreds of thousands that have gone through our system. Yep. No, that's not true. Charges and convictions, over 70% of them have pending.
Nah, Toms. Only citizens are not in the census. Only citizens are not in the census. Hold on. I wish I could pull it back up. I done lost it. But yeah, no, according to the Constitution, all persons are supposed to be counted. Not all citizens. It said all persons. So that's why in 2020 when Trump tried to do it, it didn't go through. They kind of put a stop to it. But now they're saying that they're ready to take it to the Supreme Court because the Constitution says all persons also should be counted in the census, not all citizens. All persons is very different than all citizens if we're going by the Constitution.
Charges against them or criminal convictions. The others all have final removal orders, which means they're eligible to go back home. Nobody's getting swept up.
See, this is what it is. No, they are they are considered in the census, because a lot of people that come illegal, they don't just hide out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that get here illegally, they try to get protection so they can stay. Those people are counted. Not everybody just slips through the border and goes and hides out in the damn, you know what I'm saying? I forgot what they even call it. I forgot what they call the little house. Not everybody does that. Some people get here and they try to get asylum, or they try to just find out a legal leg to stand on to stay in this country. Those persons are counted in the census.
We're running targeted enforcement operations across the country, and using our case files and our information to know who is a criminal in this country that needs to be removed and who has a final removal order. Nothing's changed. Huh? What's wrong with our targeting? Well, they're not following the law if they're here illegally. There's a right way to come to this country, and so...
See, the thing about it is, C-Unit, like, low IQ is not an insult, it's an observation. That's cool, C-Unit, like, for what it's worth. But when you have a concerted effort to use that specific term towards one group of people, then, you know, it is an insult. You know what I'm saying? It becomes an insult. Just saying low IQ on its own, standalone, is not an insult. But the way it is being used is an insult.
Yes, I'm talking about criminals in these situations, absolutely. But we also have every situation where we have those that have final removal orders need to go home because their due process is over and they have their paperwork and they're ready to travel. So that has been the priority since the very beginning. Nothing has changed, and over 70% of these individuals that we have gone out and arrested and removed from the country.
Al said, question, if we don't have a house to stay in, are we still a citizen? Yes, probably even more so, hell, because those are the people that by far and large are probably going to be reaching out, trying to get benefits, trying to get resources, trying to get some damn help. Yes, your ass is considered a citizen. Your ass is counted on the census for damn sure. I don't know if you considered a citizen, but your ass counted on the census, homeless or not.
Country have had those pending charges and criminal convictions against them. That has always been the goal of the president. Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of homeless citizens. Like, we got the whole homeless veteran crisis, and all of those are citizens. So yes, just because you don't have a home does not mean you're not a citizen. Just because you have a home does not make you a citizen, but just because you don't have one does not mean you're not one.
ICE is always wearing something that identifies them, who they are, and what operation they're out on. I would say that they wear masks at times to protect their identities from dangerous situations. The leadership teams, we leave that up to them to discern what's necessary in certain situations. And with the rise in violence that we continue to see against these officers, with that 1,000% increase, it's making sure that they are safe while they do this.
1,000% increase, hell, I ain't gonna lie, chat. 1,000% increase on violence, man. Damn, listen, chat.
That they get home to their families at night too is incredibly important. Yes, I would like to see that, because they have identification. They have gone into situations, and when they have been out looking for these dangerous criminals and have been verbally identifying themselves, and if there is a mask required, it's for their safety because of the situation that they're encountering. Yeah.
You said if 1 million left, how many have they actually deported? They said 1 million self-deported, and they've deported hundreds of thousands. So I'm assuming we're coming up on maybe 1.5 million, maybe 2 million, less than 2 million, because she's saying at least 1 million have self-deported, and they've sent back hundreds of thousands, including using the app. So we probably coming up on over 2 million people leaving, or if not at 2 million, coming up on it. What's up, Marvin?
response has been overwhelming. Part of the big, beautiful bill that President Trump advocated for allocated to us the resources to hire 10,000 new ICE officers. We have had that open for less than a week, and we have over 80,000 applicants for those jobs. So they're from all over the country. Some of them are retired ICE officers who want to come back now that they're going to be allowed to do their jobs. Some retired.
Man, they coming back because y'all putting that $50,000 bonus. 110. I don't know how much the starting salary is, but I think it's like 100,000 plus what I seen. 150 bands brought them out of retirement, man. Don't act like they coming back because they can do the damn job, man. They can do the damn job a little better, but they getting that 50K bonus. Oh, and if y'all didn't know, Tulsa, Oklahoma giving y'all 10,000 to move there. They say Tulsa giving it out, man. You go get you a crib in Tulsa for, I think it was under 200K, man. They gonna give you 10,000 cash, man. Tulsa paying people 10,000 to move there, man. I'm telling y'all, man, that 50,000 for the ICE agents, man. That guy OG and them pulling out his boots, man. He heard 50,000, he went straight to the closet, man. He got his damn cowboy hat, he got his boot, he got, you know, he still got the vest and shit. He put his vest on before he even left the house. But he didn't even get online and apply. He went straight to the damn ICE office like, man, I heard y'all got 50, man. I'm coming to work tomorrow. I need my $50,000 buck. You can give it to me on Monday, but I'm finna start on this here Thursday. Monday, y'all have my 50. We'll do the paperwork then.
CBP or other federal officers. And then we also have a huge amount of interest of people who just want to have their backs and work alongside them. So what we're doing then is to get them trained up as soon as possible. Is we'll be training them through our federal academy, but we're...
Oh, yo, so they starting at 90 to 120K. So it's 90 to 120K plus that 50. So y'all looking at 140 to 170 bands, man. 140 to 170 bands to tear these families apart, man. Or you could look at it to make your country safe. Like I said, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, man. It's perception versus perspective. We are all here and we all have an opinion. I do have the call lines open, so y'all give me a call. Be sure to double tap the screen, shut a live out. We 25 subs away from the next sub goal.
We're also going to stand up some pilot areas of where people can train closer to their homes. If we have a lot of officers that have signed up and have offers from the federal government, we may do a training right here closer to home so they're not away from their families for so long. So that's being worked out as we see where the final offers are coming from. Yeah, it'll be within weeks because we're going to give them credit for what they already know. What if they're former law enforcement, they already have training and certifications that we will honor and look at. They'll still go through testing. They'll still go through drug testing and physical tests and all of that. But we want to make sure that it's an expedited, where we check the box if they have the experience, then it helps us not keep them stalled out in an academy for weeks at a time. Sure.
What's going on, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Plug, man? I'm based actually right now in Denver, Colorado.
What's going on, Denver, Colorado? How you feeling about today's topics?
Man, I'm feeling great about it, man. You got a great show. They need to share this out with 3 people that's enjoying the conversation. But I wanted to let you know, man, for $140 to $173 $1,000, man, I'll deport a fetus. I don't care. Everybody getting deported for that amount of money, bro.
Say it's rough right now, man. It's decisions, man. It's decisions that gotta be made. What do they call it? Self-preservation, man. We got inflation. You know, it's interest rates high. People are getting further and further away from buying their first home. They looking at it like 170 bands. Can I get 10 of those?
Nah, real, man. I mean, I voted for Trump, and I'm a little confused about the job number things. I don't get it because, you know, we fired a lot of people, rightfully so, this year. But I got to ask you, Plug, you know, just speaking about inflation and everything, why do you think Trump is so upset about the job numbers after we got a lot of people out of position?
Because they're ghost jobs. I was the only one that's gonna say it. Nobody wants to talk about it. They tore my ass up because I said they were ghost jobs. AI is taking those jobs, man. They already got it. AI is taking the jobs, and if AI hasn't took the job, they're preparing for AI to take the job, man. They rolling it back. At the end of the day, this shit is about shareholders. Shareholders want to maximize profits, man. If I can bring this AI in to automate my system, or I can bring these robots in, guess what? I can have one blanket insurance on the motherfuckers in case they break. I don't gotta worry about them filing a lawsuit on me. I ain't gotta worry about them calling in. I ain't gotta worry about no drama. All I gotta do is pay somebody to come in one time a year for about $5,000 to $10,000 to do maintenance on them. Shareholders love it. That's all they in the business
makes
to
a lot of
doing.
sense. Yes, sir. That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate the insight, man. I'm going to leave your line open for more callers, but thank you for picking up.
All right now. I'm gonna call this caller back. He takes me some.
What up, nephew?
What's going on, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Prime Minister Chris, a Democrat from Rochester, New York. I'm from last night.
What's up, Chris from New York?
Man, fuck these Trump supporters. I said it. Free speech. I'm protected under the free speech Constitution, First Amendment rights. President Obama. President Obama. President Obama.
Okay, Chris, man. How you feeling about, I said the right is the new woke. The right's doing everything they accused y'all of doing. The right, they accused y'all of getting them mobs. I say they getting them mobs on the internet now.
Ain't nobody gonna do shit to us. We black. We gonna stand up for what's right. And I'm gonna keep saying President Obama. They mad in the chat. I live in Rochester, New York, nephew. We have border patrol. We don't have ICE here. My city is a sanctuary city.
Okay.
And they can't touch illegals here. Nobody's illegal on stolen land.
So
Nobody.
what
The white man was not here first in America. Native American Indians were here first. They settled in America. This is not white man country.
Okay, so what I want to
White
ask
man.
you is though, how do you feel about Trump calling for that new census, man? They say
Fuck
that'll
Trump.
affect
Fuck
New
Trump.
York.
Fuck Trump supporters.
Do you think they should stop the new census?
Yup.
Okay.
See, Musk, he paid for, let me tell you something, nephew. I've been studying politics all my life, even in high school and participation in government classes. You cannot deport nobody. Nobody's illegal in this country. If that's the case, deport Melania. Deport Melania. His wife, deport her. Elon Musk paid off this election, nephew. You know it.
They say he just donated another $15 million.
Elon Musk. Well, the reason why he ran is because he avoided prison. If he would have lost the election, he'd been going to jail, nephew.
That is a way to look
Power,
at it.
black power, black power, black power, black power, black power.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
supporters. Come start with us. See, they scared, nephew, online. They're scared. You know what I'm saying? They scared of us. They got mad at Kendrick Lamar because he did the Super Bowl thing. They not like us. And Trump got up and left like a coward that he is. They're cowards, nephew. Look and read what they hide behind the computer and they talk shit. They're cowards.
All right, Chris. I'm gonna open the call lines back up, man. You know they got you. You got them fired up.
I'm racist. I hate white people, yo. I don't work for the white man no more. Now, how about that?
All right,
Black
Chris.
power.
I'm gonna open
All right,
up the
nephew,
call
good
lines,
content.
man.
Good content, nephew. We gonna stay in touch.
Appreciate you. Hey man, listen, chat. Them is Chris' opinions. I am not racist. This is an open platform, though. You can call in, but damn, man. Shit, Chris came in here and said he riding with Obama till the wheels fall off. He riding with Obama till the wheels fall off, man. That's what Chris. That's Chris, man. He called in. I told y'all if y'all want to call in, I go out twice a day, every day. If y'all want to call in a fight, y'all's good fight every day, call in, man. Like I tell y'all, I am the voice of the politically homeless. I call out the good, the bad, and the ugly on both sides, man. Double tap the screen, share the live out. We are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. If you didn't know, now you know. If you didn't know, now you know that you are now tuned in to one of the greatest damn shows to ever be created and the greatest damn show on YouTube for shit show. And if you, hold on.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Now, I'm going to open the call lines back up, man. Like I say, all opinions, anybody can call in, man. Anybody can call in, man. State your opinion. Double tap the screen, shut the live out. They saying red apple rotator. Okay, that's cool. Why would you, you know what I'm saying? All right. What? Damn, Chris kind of messed me up right there. I wouldn't expected that. Once I heard it was Chris, I knew he was finna get the piping up. You know what I'm saying? I knew he was finna get the piping up, but I didn't know he was gonna pipe up that hard. But yeah, the call lines are open. I'm gonna get back to the clip if ain't nobody gonna call in.
Have been implemented by sanctuary city policies, if they have, and do you feel like you're still on target to reach the amount of arrests that you would like in those sanctuary?
Chris, that's he the uncle of the Democrats, the New York Democrats, man. He's speaking for the New York Democrats, man. He said they tired of this shit, man.
Well, the lack of information sharing.
Say they got Border Patrol, not ICE, man. They a sanctuary city, man. Say they got Border Patrol, not ICE, man. They ain't worried about it.
I'd say anybody who serves in law enforcement would say they're used to partners. They're used to being able to call up a local law enforcement officer, a
Appreciate
sheriff,
that, popcorn.
a highway patrol officer, and say, hey, do you have any information on this individual that is a murderer that's been cited in your city? That's not happening in Illinois. And when we're calling on those most dangerous individuals, when they're being released from your prisons, they're not even letting us know, not honoring our detainers. When we lodge a detainer against someone, it's when you let that person out of jail who's been paying the consequences, let us know so that we can pick them up and get them out of the country. Illinois is not partnering with us.
They say Border Patrol
on that,
hiring
which is,
too?
very, very difficult when we know that those dangerous criminals are going to run free. And many times we go into situations where we don't necessarily have the law enforcement to play a backup role. There are times where we bring more individuals in, more federal officers, because we believe we need to do that for security reasons. So we have great partnerships across the country, over 800 of them, with state and local law enforcement in other states. We wish we had that here. We wish we could build those partnerships. We're gonna keep plugging away, and for us, it's about getting dangerous people off the streets. So our target is to get dangerous people off the streets. Last question back there.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Now that Chris called in, chat, I'm thinking about where was the guy that called in from last night? He was talking about I think he was from St. Louis. He was talking about his favorite MMA fighter had brown power on him, and he was like, if it was a white guy, he would get in trouble and he'd be canceled and have to take it off and all of that. He might have been on to something when he said that. Cause I'm just sitting here thinking, like, if somebody called, y'all double tap the screen, man. Let's get the likes up, man. We need to get 20, 25 more likes right quick. If somebody would have called in and just got the yelling, white power, white power, white, I don't know how many of those I could have took, bro. I might have just, you know what I'm saying, the first couple, 2, 3, I'm gonna be like, okay, bro, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how many of them I could have took, man.
Well, I think us opening up the
Before I disconnected the line, just been like, hey, man, that's his thoughts. It's America.
Call from
Chris again, nephew.
Here we go, Chris. What's up,
What
Chris?
up, Dap?
What's up,
Man,
Chris?
you got the best show. You got the best show on YouTube, nephew. I want to play that. Let's get back on. Let me back on.
Go
They
ahead.
talking. They popping that shit.
You gotta cut the TV down in the back.
Alright. What up, nephew?
What's up? We can hear you. You gotta cut the TV down in the back.
My TV off. That's fucky. I'm on the other phone.
All right.
President Obama. 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 President. Transporters, y'all punks. Y'all punks. All y'all want to start a race war.
Nah, we ain't doing that. Chill out, Chris. Hey, we can't say that over here. We can't listen, Chris. We can't say start a race war. Nah, we can't do that. Not over here, man.
Come on. Yeah, since they want to deport people.
Man.
Since they want to deport people. They want to deport people, nephew. You can't
so
deport
you saying,
anybody, man.
so you saying that's what they trying to do? That's what they trying to do? That's what you think they're trying to do?
Yeah, deport his wife. When he deport his wife? Melania. Deport black power, black power, black power, black power, black power, black
Chill
power.
out, Chris.
Black power.
Chill out,
I'm gonna start the Black Panther Party again. I'm gonna start the Black Panthers up again.
Chill out, Chris. All right, Chris, man. I thought you had something else to say, man. You campaigning, man. Listen.
You bunch of pussies.
I'm going to open the call lines back up, Chris. All right, Chris. All right, Chris.
It's the best show that you can let you talk and speak your mind without getting muted. Nephew, this is my new nephew. I got a cousin live in Oklahoma. So, yeah, I got family. I got family live in Texas. I had to live in Texas. Obama, president, winning what? What is he winning? What is it when you support a pedophile? You support a pedophile.
Hey, Chris.
Y'all support pedophiles. Y'all pedophiles.
Listen, man, I had to get Chris up off of here, man. Chris is doing too much, y'all. Chris is doing too much, man. The call line's open, man. Like I said, this is a free, open platform. I'm not trying to raise bait, man. I'm not. I'm serious. I'm not, y'all. Like, I just had the whole live about raise bait last night. I'm not, man. I'm really not. That's what happens, though. Chris want his money, man. Chris got time today. Chris do got time today. But listen, fair warning, fair use. Those thoughts and opinions are Chris's own thoughts and opinions. I'm just the host, you know what I'm saying? If anybody wants to call in, you know, y'all can call in. I'm just the host, you know. I'm not for a race war, you know what I'm saying? I do not want to see war on any American soil. I do not want to see any Americans going to war. I am America first.
Age requirement is wonderful for people to have opportunities that they've always wanted. So many people were forced to retire from law enforcement at a young age because of that arbitrary deadline, and now they'll be able to come back and serve a few more years if they'd like to, provide for their families, and then help on the mission of making America safe again. 18-year-olds can come and sign up and help us with processing and paperwork while they train and they get the experience. They can walk alongside our officers. They will all be as fully trained as any full-time officer before they're put in a situation that might require more of them. So we want everybody to be at the same level of skill set and knowledge when they're out doing an enforcement role out on the job. Anything else?
Yeah, I don't expect you to be detailed with a specific case, so I might be able to contact that calls for a broader answer on the question. About 4 months ago, I publicized the arrest of 2 men specifically responsible for a mass shooting in Chicago. Your agency named them, and I got a lot of coverage. However, they have still not been charged in that mass shooting. So my question is whether it's people sent to prison in El Salvador or 2 men accused here in Chicago of a mass shooting, is it responsible for ICE to publicly accuse people of violent crimes before they've been charged?
Well, we follow cases and prosecute cases and turn them over for prosecution just like any other law enforcement agency does. So when we sweep up somebody who's committed an act of violence like that.
Hey, Chris, I'm not going to lie, man. That wasn't true, though. But who was that? Wasn't that Canada Prime Minister? Wasn't he just hugging like some naked man with his ass cheeks out, man? I think I just said, I don't know if that was AI or not, Chet. Y'all let me know. Was that a real picture or was that AI? Wasn't Canada Prime Minister hugging some man in a thong, bro? Did I not see him hugging some man outside in a thong, bro?
And turn it over. That is public information that is out there. And people need to know who is perpetuating these crimes, and we continue building cases then on who they're affiliated with. Is there further dangers? Our investigators are some of the best in the country that are out there making sure that not only is that person now incarcerated, but who were they affiliated with? It could be another danger that we need to continue to look at. So
Even if they haven't been officially charged?
I would say we follow the exact same process every federal agency does, every state agency does for law enforcement. So we have not changed our methods or how we handle cases or how we even communicate about them than we have since the very beginning, or how the Biden administration did, or the Obama administration. We do it exactly the same. What I wish is you guys would talk about the victims more. How many people were shot in that mass shooting? How many people were victimized? How are their families doing? You all spend so much time talking about the poor justice for these criminals that are harming individuals every single day, and you don't even think twice to go talk to a mom who's now lived for a year and a half without her daughter. Go talk to somebody and see how they're doing, trying to get their kids to school, not sure if they're safe. So I would encourage you to remember that there's always victims in these situations, and many times you're focusing on the one who made them a victim. Thank you. You guys have a good day.
So she was done with this shit. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you. Have a nice day. Chad. Hold on, Chad. Y'all give me a second. Y'all know I'm working this OBS, man. I got a mouse over here, chat, but I didn't buy a mouse pad, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give me a mouse pad, and then we'll be a little more efficient with it, you know what I'm saying? We'll be a little more efficient. Unless somebody want to be one of my producers, somebody want to produce the show.
Well, Israel's security cabinet approving plans to take control of Gaza City, marking an escalation in the nearly two-year-old war against Hamas.
If y'all want to be a show producer, man, press 1.
Stopping short of full Gaza control. So what does that mean?
So, yeah, the Security Council, Dana, met for 10 hours. They met until 4 o'clock in the morning here in Israel. They adopted 5 key goals, and Netanyahu laid those out yesterday.
But the 5 principles, the key principles are these. 1, Hamas has to lay down its arms. 2, Gaza has to be demilitarized. 3, all the hostages have to be released. And 4, Israel will be responsible for overall security. So if there's an attempt to have a resurgent Hamas or resurgent terrorism, we're the ones who are going to take care of it. And 5, let Gaza be governed by a civilian authority that is not Israel, because I don't want to occupy Gaza forever. I don't want to govern Gaza. I want to have a different governance there that basically is willing to live in peace with Israel and give Gazans a different future.
So we're going to give you all the information you need to know. We have full coverage. Bill Hemmer with more on his interview with the Prime Minister. Plus, Hugh Hewitt will join us in a moment. But first, Senior Foreign Affairs Correspondent Greg Palcott has the latest. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Dana. It was an all-nighter for Israel's security cabinet, but they did come up with a plan. A bit less than Netanyahu had promised Bill yesterday, but in the end, it could achieve the Prime Minister's aims. It's a takeover by military force of all of Gaza City. Israel controls some 75% of the devastated Gaza Strip, but there is land along the coast where civilians are huddled, hostages are being held, and presumably what's left of Hamas is holding up. This part of the operation will take weeks, including the evacuation of the civilians living there and the deployment of the Israeli military. Then, it is presumed the operation could lead to further taking of territory. The plan is not without its controversy. Israeli military chiefs say their troops are tired, and actually running the whole place will take a huge amount of manpower, even though Netanyahu says he doesn't want to stay. The hostages, especially the 20 still living, will be in the direct line of fire in the war zone, and their lives, according to activists, will be in jeopardy. And This will all happen as Israel deals with a mammoth humanitarian problem. The U.S. and Israeli-backed aid units are barely keeping up with needs. More are planned. As for the remaining Hamas terrorists whose routing out is at the center of all this, they show no sign of leaving. Officials in recent days saying they have given up making compromises. Now, Dana, this in fact is the hope of some analysts, that this is all a negotiating ploy by Israel to make Hamas finally budge. Doesn't seem to be working so far. Back to you.
Nothing has, indeed. All right, Greg, thank you so much. Bill?
Let's bring in Fox News contributor Hugh Hewitt to the conversation. Hugh, thanks for being here today. A couple things here. It was my impression yesterday, walking into that room with the Prime Minister, that he had already made his mind up. He knows what he wants to do. Whether they go that far is yet to be seen. Again, this is the next phase, the next step, Gaza City, which is a huge job. Some reports suggesting their target date is to finish that by October 7th. Will be 2 years into the war. But how you move 2 million people and how you take care of them is going to be an enormous responsibility, Hugh.
It is, Bill, and good morning, Danny, good morning, Bill. I want to begin by saying everyone who's interested in Israel, around the world, but especially in the United States, should watch Bill's 25-minute interview with the Prime Minister. It's over at foxnews.com. I rewatched it this morning. It's comprehensive, it's direct, it was probing. In fact, it was a bit confrontational, Bill, when you asked him about genocide. But what he said, and what I took away, they don't want to keep Gaza. They're going to take Gaza City. They're going to take the rest of the Strip, and they're going to move civilians out beforehand, and then they're going to flood it with aid, and they're going to fight to get back the 50 hostages are left. The one thing that really stuck out, he landed the point again and again. Hamas invaded, killed 1,200, wounded 5,000, took 255. But what he reminded you, Bill, and I think we all need to keep front of mind, is that of those 255, only...
Damn. Oh, chat. This what I want to watch. Break it down.
Our safety, the safety of Israeli Jews, is intertwined with the safety of Palestinians. Most of the Palestinians who live in Gaza are only in Gaza because their parents or grandparents or great-grandparents were ethnically cleansed from Israel. This, for Jews, for us, this should be horrifying.
He's not entitled to his own facts. You can be as Jewish as you would like. Unfortunately, if you look at the Hebrew Bible, we have seen throughout history that there are Jews who have acted against the interests of the Jewish people.
Israel consistently lies, and Israel's defenders consistently lie. The irony is that for all the people like you who talk about Jewish safety, the irony is that you are making Jews less safe. Israel is making Jews less safe.
Well, far away from the bullets and the outrage over total occupation, Jews in America find themselves accountable for the actions of a country over which they have no say. Israel's war on Hamas has unquestionably opened a spigot of anti-Semitism, and as we've sometimes seen on this show, the hatred flows in the other direction too. But American Jews are far from unanimous in their support for Israel or for Israel's war or what the government's doing in their name, as demonstrated in the recent exchange between Peter Beinart and Jon Stewart on The Daily Show.
How is the world not stepping in and stopping this atrocity? I don't understand this in any way, shape, or form. It's boggling my mind.
It's worse than just not stepping in. It's our weapons that are enforcing this siege, that is enforcing this mass starvation.
But what makes this conversation all the more important, of course, is that how Jewish America responds to this war could ultimately determine the future of the region, hopes for a two-state solution, and even Israel itself. Well, in a moment, we'll debate all this with a special all-Jewish, all-American panel. But first, I'm joined by Peter Beinart, author of Being Jewish After the Destruction of Gaza, and onwards on Uncensored.
So Pierce said he got an all-Jewish, all-American panel. So, yeah, I want to see what's going on, man. I want to see what's going on. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Let's get 10 more likes right quick. We go live every single day over here talking entertainment, politics, and current events, man. We 25 subs away from the next sub goal.
And for a long time, I vigorously defended Israel's right to defend itself. I felt they had a moral duty to defend its citizens after what happened on that hideous day. But certainly this year, from the start of this year, leading to the blockade, leading to the daily horrific scenes at these lines of people, thousands of them, desperate for food, clearly very, very hungry, and getting gunned down as they line up, desperate for food. to me, this crosses every line of self-defense. And when you add in the rhetoric from people like Smotrich and Ben-Gvir, these hard right guys on the cabinet, when they talk so openly about a desire to cleanse Gaza of all Palestinians, you begin to think, is there a bigger thing going on here, which many feared might be the case, which is actually a form of ethnic cleansing, of removing all Palestinians from Gaza, from the West Bank?
Yes, I mean, it pains me to say this, but I think that's correct. It's important to remember the context. Most of the Palestinians who live in Gaza are only in Gaza because their parents or grandparents or great-grandparents were ethnically cleansed from Israel in 1948. And I think that what happened on October 7th with that horrifying massacre, those war crimes that were committed by October 7th, is that Israel didn't know anymore how to live alongside Palestinians in Gaza, and it was not fundamentally willing, Israeli leaders, to face the underlying issue, the underlying core grievance, which is that Palestinians lack freedom. And if you don't give people just because people are oppressed doesn't make them saints, right? People who are oppressed could do horrifying things, as Hamas did on October 7th. But they are subject to a structure of violence when you deny them their human rights. And because Israel wasn't willing to think about solving that core problem, it has moved towards the answer of solving the problem by mass expulsion of Gazans, which with an assist from Donald Trump. And this, for Jews, for us, this should be horrifying for us to see playing out in front of our eyes.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that people have tried to deliberately and disingenuously conflate genuine criticism of what Israel's government is now doing.
All right, do y'all agree with dude? Do y'all agree with him? Press 1 if y'all think what he's saying is true. Press 2 if you do not agree with him.
I've become increasingly critical of what they're doing this year and very vocal about it. And immediately all the people on the pro-Israeli side who at the start of the war were cheering me from the rooftops for, supporting Israel's right to defend itself, suddenly I'm anti-Semitic, I'm a Jew hater, and it's been relentless bombardment on X and other social media platforms. And yet there's been a real disconnect. That's why it's interesting about your reaction that you've been getting. A real disconnect with people I meet in the street. I've been in New York for a week, I've been in Los Angeles now, and I've only had Jewish people come up to me, and some Israelis, who've been thanking me for holding the government to account for what they're doing in their name, and for understanding what you have understood so clearly, is that a lot of what is going on now will actually make lives less safe for Israelis and for Jews around the world, not safer. And it's for that reason I've been so critical. And I also think if you treat the Palestinians in Gaza, the innocent Palestinians, not Hamas, but the fact that 20,000 children have been killed, the fact that there's now obvious severe hunger, possibly the start of a famine, obvious starvation in many cases, the fact that there's this constant denial by people on the pro-Israeli side, I think it does all Israelis such a disservice.
Absolutely, and I have to say, it's when I see people trying to defend the indefensible, the starvation and slaughter of an entire people, by invoking anti-Semitism, it really sickens me, to be honest. We as Jews, we have inherited a kind of a sacred legacy of the oppression and slaughter and genocide of our ancestors, and we need to treat it with grave care. That is a sacred legacy in which if you call someone an anti-Semite, you are associating them with some of the worst crimes in human history. You should not use that phrase lightly, and you should certainly not use it because you don't have any good arguments to use to defend the starvation and slaughter of children.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's such a lazy trope to throw around. And and I try and argue with the people that accuse me of this, and I say, look, I can't be, as people tried to accuse me of being at the start of the war, a pro-Zionist and so on, and then I'm also apparently a Jew hater and anti-Semite. I'm none of those things. I'm someone who's tried to look at this war as dispassionately as possible, as fairly as possible, and try to work out what is happening here. Today's show is brought to you by Oxford Natural, makers of the IDF, and for Netanyahu to deny any culpability for anything.
Absolutely. It's such an important point, right? If Israel were really confident in the claims that it's making, that it never targets civilians, that it does everything it can to avoid targeting civilians and only hurting Hamas, that it's only Hamas's fault that people are starving because...
Yeah, Chris, you can call in if you want to call in, Chris. You can call in. Chris.
It's stealing aid. All of these claims we hear again and again and again. If you're confident in those claims, let the international media in and let them verify those claims. It doesn't suggest a lot of confidence in their own talking points that they won't allow the international media to check.
No, I completely agree. There's some very interesting stuff in your book, but I wanted to pick out a couple of things to start off with. One, you say here the Jews who suffered pogroms in the Russian Empire in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, and the Jews who faced genocide in Europe in the 40s, were members of a vulnerable minority living in countries that had long restricted their rights. The terror they experienced was inextricably bound up with the oppression they endured. In Israel, by contrast, Jews enjoy legal supremacy, and it's Palestinians who lack basic freedoms. Comparing October the 7th to the Holocaust or a pogrom ignores that fundamental difference. I thought that was so well articulated, because often I get thrown back at me when I try and criticize what Israel's doing now in Gaza with, well, what about the British in World War II? You know, what about what happened there? What about the wholesale slaughter of civilians in this war and that war and that war? But I thought you articulated there the intrinsic...
What's going on, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Chris from Cincinnati.
What's up, Chris from Cincinnati?
I was listening to that, I'm guessing that interview from Piers Morgan. I was kind of curious, what's your view on the whole going on with Israel? And it, I mean, I know it's a double-edged sword, but it almost seems like there's they sometimes use us to try to attack other countries and stuff to get us involved in it.
I mean, I don't know as much as most people about this subject, but when it comes to America being involved, I'm like, yeah, I'm America first. Like, we don't need to, that's their business. But when Top Cat gets on here and he explains, like, the history of it, about, like, how Israel became a state, and I believe, what was it, 1948, how Trump is the one who recognized Jerusalem as the capital, and how they're trying to fulfill prophecy, and how, what I'm saying, when he gets to talking about, the history behind it, it's kind of like, I can see why this is going on for so long, but it's crazy. When it comes to the children being put in bad positions, I don't think any children should be put in bad positions. I do understand it goes on around the world, but we watched the clip yesterday where they're saying they're staging that the kids are actually hungry, which that may or may not be true, so it's just, I just feel like it's their business first and foremost, but when you do go into, the history of them becoming a nation state and all of that, you could kind of see where it the waters get muddy.
Because me, myself, I taught high school history for about 2 years. Looking at the history aspect of it, the Jewish people have had a, pretty rough go at it, for a long time. But also had a chance to look at how they view non-Jewish people. And to them, if you knew or not, but with people versus non-Jewish people, like, did you know that Jewish people are not allowed to, let's just say, charge, like when you take a loan out at a bank, you interest on it, like you have to pay back more money than you borrowed.
Correct.
So with Jewish people, you can lend money to another Jewish person, and you're not supposed to charge them any interest.
Right.
Their religion allows them to charge interest on non-Jewish people, to take advantage of non-Jewish people.
I mean, I have no problem with structure. It just sounds like they have structure.
Yeah, like a lot of people look at that, like from different countries. They look at how they run their stuff, which I mean, to them, I mean, we run our country and the way we want to. They do it the way they want to. Feel like, if you don't want to have any business dealings with them, then you don't have to. I mean, you can choose to or choose not to.
Correct.
Just like, when you have business dealings with American or, Russia or China or wherever it might be. But I think if you look at what's going on with Israel, and there's more behind it than what you see on the news. The whole thing that's going on between Gaza, Palestine, going on for a long time.
How I look at it is this: it's like, let's say if I was in a position to loan a business owner some money, I would probably be looking for a return on that investment. Now, if it's
definitely.
Now, if it's a coworker and they need to borrow X amount until payday, I probably wouldn't be looking for a ROI if I'm already knowing the bind that they're in. You know what I'm saying? It'll probably be like, okay, I'm just helping out a friend. But in their community, they just put a blanket over all of that. Like, hey, if you're dealing with these kind of people, there's no interest, no matter if it's a payday loan, business, whatever. There's no form of that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I don't have a problem with it. It's just shit. It's just a blanket,
Yeah,
But I'm also pretty sure that they have something in there that you pay your debts too. You pay what you owe.
True. And I think from a historical point of view is, like, if you look at, Germany and stuff like that, that was the biggest problem that they had with Jewish people during World War II and before. They were seeing it as, hey, these foreigners, which Jewish people were like foreigners at the time, like, oh, they're just pro-communism, and they're taking advantage of the German people. So I mean, they started saying, oh, hey, we need to kick them out of our country because they're taking advantage of our people. And then what happened, the whole war and mass executions, and it turned out horrible. But
okay,
it's just that from I watch what's going on with Israel and stuff like that. Like I think we have to be super careful what goes on in that part of the world more than we do, say, Ukraine or Southeast Asia or anything like that. I think you should really pay attention to what's going on in Israel, because certain stuff happens, and if you believe in, I don't know if you believe very much in Bible prophecy and stuff like that, but if certain stuff happens with Israel, that can fulfill Bible prophecy.
Correct. That's what I was speaking about before, when renaming Jerusalem the capital. Then you got to think too that when Trump got the what was it? The crown of the Torah. Then you got the crown of the kingship and the crown of priesthood. You know, like there's a lot
Yeah,
of prophecy.
he got because of the Abraham Accords. Like from his last time in office, he was getting peace treaties signed.
Correct.
And that's a big thing with Israel, because once Israel is friends with their enemies,
Shell was talking about something about the red heifer, and they was trying to fill prophecy with the red heifer. I don't know much about that. You know about that?
Yes, the red heifer. Yeah,
so
that's,
talk
that's
about
a
it.
huge
Let
prophecy.
I'm finna grab my lunch right quick, but talk about it. I'm running to the kitchen.
And as far as the red heifer, I think one big thing that should be watched is, like, that golden dome in Israel, Dome Rock. Well, if anything happens to that, like if there's war going on and there's rockets being traded back and forth, it's only going to be a matter of time before one of those from Iran or Hamas or whatever hits that Dome Rock. If they destroy that, that's a huge prophecy that's going to be fulfilled. Once that's destroyed, to rebuild the third temple, like Solomon's temple, they have to rebuild that. Or not, if you look it up, they have it's called the Temple Project. They've already gotten all the stuff needed to rebuild that third temple. They've already gotten it stored away in storage, ready to build. Like they already have everything for it, and that's kind of scary that they're just waiting for it to happen. But as soon as they build it, they're going to start doing sacrifices again, sacrificing goats or cows or.
Shit, some places had never stopped sacrificing goats and cows. They doing that shit in Florida, here, Louisiana.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's supposed to be specific to that.
Chickens, geese.
Rebuild that third temple. If they rebuild that temple and they start doing animal sacrifices, that's prophecy fulfilled. And once that happens, I honestly believe. I mean, I don't know how far into prophecy you believe and stuff, but
no, speak, man. This is an open platform. Go ahead. You got the floor. We can talk.
I think that once this all comes to happen, I think that the Antichrist, whether people believe in it or don't believe in it, I believe he's already here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's already here, waiting for the perfect time to reveal himself.
Okay, couple
I
questions.
seriously think that he's
couple
already
questions.
here.
How long do you think the Antichrist has been here?
How long?
Because that'll put it a lot into perspective.
His current form, he's probably going to be in his, I would say, between.
No, I don't mean in his current form. I mean, how long has the Antichrist been here on Earth? When was it birthed? Did it come from somewhere? When did it arrive on Earth? However it got here. Has it been here for thousands of years? Has it been here for 100 years?
Forms. I'd say he's been here throughout many forms. I think this form that he has now, the final.
MB, you talking about pointless debating? Don't worry about it. Y'all say good afternoon to MB. We'll see you later, MB. You ain't gotta worry about listening to us pointless debate. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I think he's been here, but he's been under different names.
Okay, they saying since the
throughout
beginning.
History, like throughout
LeBron
history.
Connor says, "Y'all some fools." Peter 1:4-11. If any man speaks, let him speak as the oracle of God. Listen, Peter. LeBron Connor, you can call in. I'm just asking this man. He said that the Antichrist is here. He thinks he's been here, so I'm asking him how long. I'm not debating. I'm having a convo. Today's debate, if y'all want to know what today's debate is, it's the right is the new woke. That was the debate topic. Nobody wanted to call in on that. So right now, me and Chris are just having a conversation. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. I know nobody knows the exact time when God's going to return. You know, not even the angels know. But I think also says, you know, you're going to know his return from looking at the signs happening. And based on what's happening, could happen any time. Because I mean, with so much stuff that's happening with, you know, Israel and the wars and rumors of wars, and I mean, you can't even turn on the television without hearing something about China wanting to invade Taiwan, or China's preparing for war. Russia's preparing for war.
1 minute, Chris.
You know?
Gito, yeah, I keep everybody number private. You can actually call me you can call in private. It's just I answer like 2 private calls. If the first 2 private calls can fuck it up for the rest of the night. If 2 people call me private on some bullshit, I'm not answering no more private calls. But Gito, if you want to call private, then yeah, let me finish this convo with Chris. Give us like 4-5 more minutes, then you can call in. Go ahead, Chris.
But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to know too, you know, what other people think about that too, because I mean, it's been something that I've been seeing for a while, and it's like I study history a lot too, because if you don't remember history, you're going to be doomed to repeat it in many forms.
Correct.
And it's like so many people have in their history and forgotten what's happened. And I feel like looking at what's happening now is, you know, it's a repeat of history. It's just going to keep repeating itself until finally people wake up and see.
Yeah, well, I think it's star 69 or star 67. Some people say star 69, but I always grew up and it was star 67. So y'all gotta let Gito know. What I'm gonna say is this though.
It's star 67 for like to block your calling.
Yeah, it's star 67, Gito. They saying the new Earth is within. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, chat. I'm from the Bible Belt. So perception does share perspective, you know. I was raised in non-denominational Christian, you know. They spoke in tongues. They had the choir, the instruments. So that shapes a lot of my thinking on here. Like when I'm speaking with y'all, you know, I'm just letting y'all know like my background, like how I grew up, you know. But I can have that convo with anybody. Like, I have convos with, you know, a lot of people. And the one thing that I ask them is, like, what shaped their way of thinking? Because I understand perception versus perspective, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, I was speaking with a guy who, like, I had been knowing him online for, like, I'd say, like, maybe 2 months. And one day he just come out and was like, yeah, I'm a devil worshiper. I'm like, whoa, damn. Okay, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did we get here? And he just told me about, like, and that's the kind of common thing that I see with people who kind of take different outlooks. You know, I mean, I'm not saying religion is for everybody. I mean, do your thing. This is America. You know, you got rights. But I see that people go to these people go to these radicals when something happens in their life, when they feel like it shouldn't have happened to them. And I always go back on, you know, I mean, Jesus didn't have it good. Jesus didn't have a wonderful life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was pretty much from the hood. You know what I'm saying? He got triple crossed. Yeah. They put him on the cross. You know what I'm saying? It's like Jesus didn't have a good life. So it's kind of like if we're gonna use the basis of just something bad happening, turning us from whatever, I feel like that's where you find those people that never have a solid foundation in anything. They kind of bounce around through everything.
And I remember reading something in the Bible. I don't know if you remember it, but remember the time when, you know, Jesus was carrying his cross, and he pretty much this lady who was crying for him, and he says, "Do not weep for me. Weep for your children and their children and their children." Like, what do you think he was trying to portray to that woman and to the Jewish people? He said, "Don't cry for me, but cry for your children and theirs and theirs and theirs and so on."
I'm gonna say this though too. A lot of the reason that I don't mind people having a religion, like whether it's, you know, whatever religion, because most of those religions bring some sort of structure. And I feel like as a society, a lot of people just wake up and kind of go through life. You know what I'm saying? They don't have they don't have any codes of conduct. They don't have any things. It's kind of like you were speaking before, like the Jewish community. They can't, you know, put interest inside of their community. That's a code of conduct. That's a form of structure. A lot of religions do bring a form of structure. But I do acknowledge the atrocities of every religion. I do acknowledge that all of these borders in the world were created by bloodshed and religion, one way or another.
Yeah, that's true. It's like people have said, you know, more people have been killed in the name of God than in any other thing, period. Regardless if it's, you know, the name of Allah, or if it's been in the name of Christ, or in the name of God, or, you know.
No,
like
most
more
definitely.
people decide to go to war because of their religious beliefs than any other reason of going to war. And I think, you know, with Muslims, you know, Christians, Jews,
see, that's
you know,
the thing,
war has played a huge caveat for.
See, that's the thing, though. When we talk about, like, religion is for undisciplined men, I mean, I mean, that's your stance, since you can feel like that, you know. But what I will say is, like, there are some people who feel like there is no right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? There just is, you know. There are people that feel like there is no moral compass. The things that a regular human being, we would think everybody knows that that's not okay. There are people in this world that don't think like that, you know. And those kind of people probably need some structure. Those are the kind of people that definitely need some kind of set of rules and regulations to, like, hey man, you know, like, that's not all right, man. And then they try to, you know, blame it on people being, you know, whatever diagnosis they want to give. Well, you know, sometimes people need structure.
I heard somebody say it. I mean, a pretty inventive slogan, but someone was like, you know, I forgot where I heard it from. But it says,
said, I'm unsure if everyone in the skin suit. Okay. Are you? Do you?
And it's like,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like Bible, the word Bible, it means basic instructions before a leap or someone came up with that saying, Bible means it's just basic instructions for pretty much how to be a good person, supposed to do what you're not supposed to do. It's pretty much a book of laws and stuff that you can do to be a better person, pretty much.
Okay. Well, yeah, let me open up this call line for Gito, man. Let me open up this call line for Gito.
Absolutely, man.
I appreciate you, Chris.
Appreciate time talking.
As I said, I'm not sure if everyone in a skin suit is an actual person. Well, I mean, there are a lot of NPCs out here, man. There are a lot of NPCs, a lot of people, just living life, waking up, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happens, man. Gito, you can call in though. I got the phone line open, Gito.
What has happened historically to what is happening now from a Jewish point of view?
Yes, again, this doesn't make the horror of October 7th any less for the people who were killed and people who were taken captive, not at all. But if we want to solve it, if we want to make sure we never experience another October 7th again, we have to understand the context, not to justify, but to understand.
See, when you say you don't need a Bible to know what's right or wrong, like, I'm not just sitting here, I'm saying like a text, because information and what you bring in is gonna shape your subconscious, that's gonna shape your conscience. So there are people out here who have text that tell them all of these atrocities towards children don't matter. There are people out here who have text that tell them that it's okay to hate this kind of person, and you know what I'm saying? There are people out here who have text that do that. So just because it's not the Bible, there are texts out here that have, crazy effects on people.
Call from.
What's going on, Gito?
What's good, plug?
Not much, man. How you feeling about today's topics?
Can you remind me real quick? I was trying to piggyback off of what dude was talking about before, but let me stay on topic. Please.
Nah, you good. You can piggyback off of him. That's what made you call in. Go ahead. You got the floor.
Okay, he's talking about everything going on right now in Israel, Palestine and stuff, right?
Right.
I think it's really interesting that everybody's perspective is now flowing after these last 2 years, right? This war or genocide, it's a genocide. It's not even a war anymore because you can't blow up hospitals and universities and libraries and kindergartens and all this stuff and say like, oh, these people. You get what I'm saying? But let's not dig into the semantics real quick. I just think it's really good that people are noticing, because even myself, like, I was in the dark about all this stuff until everything happening. But over time, everybody's heard these conspiracy theories and stuff,
Right.
Like these people run the world and whatnot. Like nowadays, bro, when you look at the American government thing, like it's kind of terrifying. You feel me? Like me personally, I'm legit kind of concerned. Regular man, the Gentile, so to speak, they don't really care about us. They don't really have any power. Example, you heard about the Trump memo where it's like, if you have to basically pledge that you won't boycott a foreign nation in order to receive a crisis aid, right? Like you're American taxpayer, you pay taxes as an American, but because you don't agree with something that a foreign country is doing, you don't get any aid. Like basically, bro, you just die. Like good luck. That's what your own government is telling you, right? All these politicians on both sides of the aisle, Democrats and Republicans, they're all pledging allegiance to this foreign nation, right? You got this Epstein stuff going on, right? This Epstein stuff, trafficking. Let me not even say, for the sake of your channel, let me not even say like the dark part about it. Let me just say trafficking, right? But it's worse. You feel me? It's the worst type of trafficking. Find out dudes doing it on behalf of that said foreign nation, compromising all of our politicians. Not even only politicians, bro. That's where it gets even crazier. It's not just the politicians. It's the celebrities. There's even some regular people in there where they're not even regular. It's just they have an important role to play in whatever industry or whatever organization. The whole point is just to compromise them so that they can be controlled. So essentially, bro, we don't even, as Americans, we don't even have control over our own government because all these people wanted to go out and do dirt and thought, they wasn't going to get caught. But lo and behold, they're on tape. Photos. It's like, yeah, bro, we got you. Go ahead and put that Israeli flag on your office door, bro. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna ask you this: do you believe that's how they got R. Kelly in the beginning? Because R. Kelly Sally came out and said that the first time R. Kelly messed around like that, they had him drugged up and they just brought a girl in there to him, like they brought the girl to him, and he was drugged up. And
This is the first I've heard of it. But
yeah, his Sally dropped a book.
He deals in the music industry.
R. Kelly cellmate dropped a book saying that that's how they got R. Kelly on into that type of shit or even compromised to begin with. Was they drugged him up and then they brought a older looking underage girl in there and then they recorded it and like, yeah, we got you now. So that's what he's saying. I don't know.
That's similar to what people are speculating about Matt Gaetz. You remember Matt Gaetz?
Correct. Yeah, that's the one that Trump got him up out of that jam by appointing him as Attorney General.
But he had to step down. He was like, bro.
But I think the only reason Trump put him as Attorney General is because he knew he was gonna have to step down to get Congress off his back because Congress was investigating him. And once he got that Attorney General nod, he had to step down from his seat, and that's when Congress released that memo saying we no longer have jurisdiction over this. Then right after that, because of the backlash, he stepped down. But with him stepping down, he still has no investigation on him.
Yeah, he probably really don't want that investigation. He really don't want us to see what Everybody makes mistakes, but some mistakes you gotta pay for them. You feel me? You have to pay for certain mistakes. You can't just get forgiven and stuff like that because it's like it creates a balance or an imbalance if you just get to move on. Like, bro, like what type of lesson to the world are you presenting to people? Like us as the regular Americans, bro, like we are literally seeing our country being taken away from us. We're seeing our country being compromised, bro. And the things that, like, not only is this like on a political level, right? And like for all the religious people out there, just bear with me, right? Or even the spiritual people, bear with me. We're dealing with a spiritual invasion as well, right? Like we're dealing with a religious invasion. We're dealing with a financial invasion. And the messed up part is part of the financial invasion has to deal with the religious invasion, because we're dealing with some folks whose religion also bends on finance. Like, it's not like finance isn't even about finance. It's about control. It's about actual currency, the goods and the resources of the planet, a way to exchange currency for actual materials, the gold, the silver, the precious metals, right? This is for some sort of who knows? Because some people say that the whole synagogue. Again, for the sake of your channel, I'm not even gonna say that, but you know what I was about to say.
Right.
So we're over here like just trying to. In order to actually get ahead of this issue, bro, you can't even live a regular life, because the regular life that everybody's living is essentially this matrix that these, I don't want to say these folks, but these elite people, because they're not all like just Jewish, right? They're not all Jewish, but the only thing is a majority of these elites, they are, bruh, because we're dealing with people who have had thousands of years of planning. These are the most, and when it comes to like people, race, whatever, ethnicity, whatever, bro, these are some really organized people. Because not even Christians or Muslims had this level of organization when it comes to how we're going to run our people. Wherever, no matter what country you go to, make sure you do this so that have you ever heard the saying, if one Jewish man gets rich, 5 Jewish men get rich?
Correct.
Because they actually bring up their people. That's something that everybody, every race should be doing. But for them, they locked in. It's actually admirable. They locked the fuck in, no matter who they were, but they're gonna at least give you a chance to make you better yourself because you're their brethren, right?
Correct.
But while they do this, once they gain control, and then here comes here's the conspiracy part, right? This is the stuff like the whole 110 countries or something like that, right? Where it's like once they get like a certain foothold, next thing you know, they start messing with the actual fabric of the nation so that they can maintain control and start doing whatever it is for whatever nefarious plan everybody thinks that their religious is bent on, right? But there's a concept where it's like the head of the snake or whatever, where it's like no matter, the body has no idea what's going on, but the head does. So it's like the regular Jewish person in Israel and whatnot, bro, they aren't on this world domination conspiracy. They are not, you feel me? But thing is, it's like a people thing. It's like, bro, this is what my people need, because that's what's been expressed to them top down. This is what our people need from their leadership. Not knowing that their leadership is low-key trying to take over the world, right? And again, it's not just Jewish people. It's about elite. It's about the elite trying to take over the world, bro. About this, right? You think about the whole George Bush thing, bro. You know George Bush's grandfather helped the Nazis? You know that?
I think I heard about it.
George Bush. Prescott Bush. You think about what he did, right? But now you got George Bush Senior and George Bush, George W. Bush. They're over here messing with the Middle East and all this, trying to take resources and basically create a foothold for their Jewish comrades. But then there's also theory or hypothesis, whatever you want to call it, that these guys are also Jewish. So it's kind of like, whoa, if Prescott and his family are technically Jewish, possibly, why would he do that? Because it's all about power, control, and domination. So it's like, when we're looking at the regular Jewish person, bro, you can't really blame them because they don't really know what's going on, bro. You feel me? They're just trying to live their regular lives. But the people up top, bro, they're the ones who are like, bro, we gonna take, this planet is ours. God promised us this. You feel me? Like, bro, if you have a $100, not a $100, a $1 bill, bro, never forget, bro, there's a fucking pyramid on the back of it, bro. Why? You know what I'm saying?
Straight up. Nah, I seen it before.
Like, we see what's going on, in Israel, Palestine, and you know that place used to be ancient Canaan, right?
Okay, talk about
Remember what happened in ancient Canaan?
Yeah.
Night? The ones that God ordered to be destroyed because they were doing child sacrifices and whatnot?
Okay.
It was like, bro, the regular Jewish person, they ain't worried about this type of stuff. But the hardcore, like the hardcore religious people, the ones who are like trying to do this, like what Buddy was talking about, how they're trying to do all these prophecies and whatnot. Like they're trying to actually manufacture the prophecies as well, because they believe that if these things actually like happen, period, it doesn't even have to happen naturally, bruh. It could be artificially manufactured, whatever, bro. If they happen, something will come about, you know, their salvation or their victory, whatever it is, right? You know, with the what's that? The red heifer, the temple, whatever, man. Like,
right.
Bro, it's about control. It's about control. And it's like I'm doing my best to use the right words, bro, because I don't want to come off as anti-Semitic. I don't want to come off as like some weird ass conspiracy theorist. But it's like, bro, all this stuff is happening in front of our eyes. Like we can't even deny it anymore. Like, bro, Netanyahu just took a photo with, I think it was like how many? I think it was Republicans. But he has a photo with a bunch of politicians right now. Like, why? They're supposed to be in America, trying to help America get out of this ridiculous amount of debt that all of us, like, bro, they think, bro, this debt is on all of us. This isn't the government's debt, bro. This is our debt. This is on us. But the government is the one who's, like, making decisions on it. And then, remember, the people in the government are beholden to Netanyahu. And all the people in Netanyahu's ear, these elitists or whatnot, for whatever plan, bro, we're just regular people, bro. But regular people don't want to see other regular people getting slaughtered. And the last thing we want to do is turn on our Jewish neighbors. But it's like Jewish neighbors who are, I think, 80% Zionists, percent of Jews actually support Zionism. So it's like, bro, like, this is wrong. This is for my people. Like, where are we gonna go? Like, we need protection. It's like, bro, this is the reason you guys continue to need protection is because your leaders keep putting you guys in positions where it's like you're doing like ridiculous things, and it makes everybody mad. Because not only are you doing these things, you gloat about it, and then on top of that, you got other people talking about the Gentiles are animals. Don't breed with them. If you steal, if you let them borrow money, make sure to charge them interest, usury. And it's like, bro, like, y'all don't see us as humans. You don't see us as humans. And it's like am I gonna ask a Jewish person to like denounce his religion? That's like somebody telling me to denounce my religion, bro. And it's like, you get like the compromise in that.
No, I'm listening to you, man. We listening to you, man. I wasn't gonna stop you. I was like, okay, he talking. But no, I get it, man. We're in some very strange times, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, like with this whole, and this is gonna, I promise you, disconnect. I promise, disconnect. The whole advent of AI is only gonna make things worse. Like I highly recommend that you watch this video. I don't know if you're gonna watch it on your screen, but I just highly recommend you watch the Peter Thiel Antichrist interview, bro. This is the guy, Palantir. This guy is basically running the government's intelligence right now. Like he has been, in fact, like, bro, he was in military fatigue, bro. He's in there, bro. He's in there now. So, and this is the guy who's basically thinking like, hey, having an antichrist, shoot, why not? You know, that's why I'm telling you, like, watch this interview. These are the people, these type of people are the ones who are leading the world into this dark utopia that's going to essentially become one massive ethno-state. And it sounds crazy. It sounds ridiculous. Saying it out loud, I hear it as I say it, and I watch this interview, you'll realize, oh my God, this shit is real. Yeah, we're gonna have to, somebody drop that in the Discord. We're gonna have to watch that.
Peter Thiel Antichrist interview, bro. the interviewer was legit asking, like, bro, like, why do you want this? No, AI is dangerous. And then when you talk about that aspect of the Antichrist, like coming forth and then using all these surveillance systems and control systems that you set up to basically dominate the world, it feels like, oh, you know, what's wrong with that? All this stuff is weirdly connected.
Caller, they messed up. Hold on, caller. They messed up your voice, man. I don't know why you sound like that. They did it to me earlier, too. Damn.
Man, maybe Palantir tapping in because I said too much.
Nah, you probably all right. It might be my laptop, man. But I appreciate you for calling in, man. You going to have to call back in some more. You know how to call private now, so just let me know in the chat when you want to call in, and I'll be expecting it.
All right, bro, bet, man. Hey, bro, I really enjoy your channel, bro. Please, bro, don't switch up, bro.
Man,
I've seen so many channels switch up. They get approached, they get that money, then they, next thing you know, their viewership is, like, going hella up. Not a lot of people commenting, so you know it's bodied. Next thing you know, like, all the things they used to believe in, they don't believe in anymore. They start saying things that sound like it's from a script, bro. Please don't switch up, bro. Like, I really enjoy your channel, bro. I've had to drop so many channels because they started switching up.
Man, you know I got you, boy. Man, I appreciate you for calling in, G-Though.
Appreciate you, bro.
Dang, Chad, that's crazy. They messed up the microphone, man. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear how it hurt them? Yeah, we lost like 60 people because of how it was sounding, man. But, damn. But that's cool, man. I appreciate G-Though for calling in, man, and asking me to stay true, man. Straight up, man. This the voice of the politically homeless, man. But, that's pretty much it for today's episode during the daytime. We're going to come back with a nighttime episode. Y'all know how we do. We're going to crank up tonight, maybe in the evening. We might come back around with 6 o'clock, or maybe a little later. We might come around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. But, I do want to appreciate y'all for rocking with, pulling up on me, man. Yeah, this is the yapping part. But I appreciate y'all for pulling up on me, man, rocking with me. Double tap the screen on your way out. Double tap the screen on your way out. And be sure to check the channel out far and wide, man. We are 25 subs away from the next sub goal. We on the grind right now. I don't know how many days this is in a row that we went live, but we might be coming up on a 30 ball, chat. We might be coming up on 30 days in a row that we don't went live, man. I'm not gonna lie, chat. Am I locked in, chat? Am I locked in right now, chat? Am I locked in? I think I might be locked in, chat. But I'll see y'all on the nighttime episode, man. If y'all want to hang out in the Discord, we can jump in the Discord, man. Y'all just let me know, man. All right, chat.